But now, guys, let's go ahead and move on to episode 2. And this one right here, I liked even more. What if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes? Here, when Ego and a young Peter Quill attacked Earth in 1988, Howard Stark and Peggy Carter form a team. This is one of the original Avengers teams right here, and I loved every moment of it. I remember when I saw this in the trailer, I was saying to myself, damn, for the season 2, I was like, damn, I cannot wait to see how this plays out. We have T'Chaka in this thing, and that is great. The real Black Panther is coming through, and he did represent. Now, of course, we get to know Peter Quill from Guardians of the Galaxy as well. These first 2 episodes was Guardians of the Galaxy focused. And again, I remember when I first saw the trailer for this, I thought, actually, I'm sorry, my banner at the bottom is incorrect. So let me change that real quick. I got it on episode 3 talking about Happy Hogan. So y'all give me one quick second. Let me fix this, please. I'm glad I caught that. Because when I go back and look at the replay, I would have been like, oh no. But like I said, this is really Guardian focus right here. Okay. And when we met Peter Quill again in part 2, we saw that Ego, the Celestial, was going around trying to spread his seed all over the place. Now, what I was saying is when I first saw the trailer for this, when they were showing Peter Quill and his celestial powers, I didn't know that was Peter Quill. I thought that was Reed Richards' son that is super duper OP powerful. That's what I thought it was. And that may have been too much. I don't want to see him in the MCU quite yet, or even in this multiverse what if show, because he's just too powerful. I want to see him down the line. And it would have made sense anyway, because the Fantastic Four is not here yet. We haven't been introduced. But with him crashing down in the city at the very beginning in the same pod that we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I really did love the continuity right there. I love him making this grand entrance of him blowing up police cars in New York City, it appears to be. And also the Watcher coming through and narrating this. He's an interesting character to me, played by Jeffrey Wright, because he's like, oh, this is Peter Quill right here. He's about to kick y'all ass. It ain't nothing y'all can do about it. And I'm not gonna get involved. I'm just gonna sit back and take notes. While Peter Quill is up here blowing up police cars and blowing up everybody with with his celestial powers. But that just goes to show, man, this show, what if? Like, what if? That's the point. Because we remember that Peter Quill, the Yondu that we talked about in episode 1, was supposed to come back and deliver Peter Quill to his dad, but he didn't do that. But now we get to see what would have really happened if that's the case. And I love this right here. We got some surprises that happened in this episode 2 that I did not expect. And it is quite interesting. I also like the fact that we got to see Howard Stark and Peggy Carter. There was also brief mentions of Tony Stark, Iron Man, but of course he's a young person, in this series. But I've always wanted to see Hank Pym in his heyday, and not only do we get to see Hank Pym voiced by Michael Douglas, but also Lawrence Fishburne as Goliath. We barely got some of that in Ant-Man 2. I don't even think he got big, but who doesn't love Lawrence Fishburne? And the reason why I say, in the Ant-Man films that we got, Ant-Man 1, Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man 3, Quantumania, of course, it's been led by Paul Rudd, Scott Lang, but it started with Michael Douglas, Ant-Man, Hank. But we didn't get to, he was basically retired in the movies, but we kind of see him in 88 now, and that is something that I like. We get to see the original Ant-Man. And so I liked it. And I also like that they kept it consistent that he does not like Stark. But they always get into it. As soon as Stark called him, he's like, don't call me back. He hung up in his face and all of that. But Hank is responsible. He's like, hey, look, okay, send the plane. I can't let, the world blow up. And also the relationship that he had with Janet. She's a little girl right now. When we first met Janet in the live action films in MCU, she's a grown adult, and their relationship is not the best. Like, Hank in the movies did not have the best relationship with his daughter because he was distraught that they lost their mother. But in this, what if episode 2, season 2, he's already trying to be a better father. Like, hey, I gotta go, but baby, I want you to come with me. Spend time with daddy. I'm not going to neglect you like I did in the live action MCU world. So that's cool right there. I liked all that. I like the relationship that he had with Goliath as well. They had different suits, but again, man, when T'Chaka pops up, I'm smiling ear to ear. I love it. Got the sash over him. They got the Black Panther music in the background. And we also have the Winter Soldier too. Lovely team, man. Just dopeness all around the board. And I miss the Winter Soldier vibe. Like, Bucky has come to now. He's gained his consciousness back. I still like the character, but in the MCU, he's not as dark and evil looking as he was in Captain America 2, the Winter Soldier. And so for them to kind of go back on that right now, I love that. Also showing Howard Stark and Peggy Carter, like, oh my God, it's really him. Look, it's Bucky. Because they know him from World War II, back in the 40s, and with them reminiscing like that, it just kind of got me back to the glory days of the early MCU when it was better than the stuff that we begin right now. Because of course it's really disappointing, you know. And also we have what is her name? Wanda. She was part of the Kree. She was part of Captain Marvel as well, you know. So I like that. Um What's up, Khadijah? I wonder if Marvel's going to recast Groot since Vin Diesel. Okay, I probably should have read that, but maybe we'll see. We don't even know if he did it yet, or at least I don't. Lady Hotep, I enjoyed episode 1 and 2 was even better. Right on, right on, right on. Let's see here. Let's see here. But they got the jet. They're going off. They're trying to stop. They're trying to stop Peter Quill from blowing up everybody. And you know, people give Ant-Man a hard time. I remember there was another friend of mine named Brandon that I went to college with. We used to have debates and battles all the time about who was a good character in the MCU. He has so much hate on Ant-Man, it's crazy. I don't understand. I'm like, Ant-Man is a very powerful, useful, resourceful character. He can be regular, he can be small, he can be big, he can control ants that walk, that can fly. Ants are strong. And for him to use the ants in this episode to lure Peter Quill away from civilians or whatever plan they had, I thought was brilliant. Because ants and bugs and whatever are really annoying. And he was sending all types of little insects over there to, annoy him and get on his nerve. It's even making my screen crawl right now as I got it playing up here on my other monitor. It's just like, it give me the EBGBs, you know what I'm saying? But it worked. You have a boy with celestial powers, damn near the powers of the universe, but you're able to throw him off with bugs and insects. But Ant-Man is not useful. This show right here is showing you how badass Ant-Man can be, and I like that. I like that. But yeah, Peter, they try to throw him in this little mirrors room with these lasers. He blows up everything. I like the way that T'Chaka did the black backflip and flipped up on the carousel. Like, whoa, he was underestimated too. Come on, T'Chaka. You can't be doing all that now, with all these assumptions that you're making. But you got Goliath in there trying to be big and he's getting shot. He got to shrink himself so he's not a big target. But I also just love the way they were saving each other as well. Old girl got shot in the sky. The I forgot her name, Wanda, the Kree girl with the suit on. He jumps and saves her. But again, one of the things that I liked about this episode is, it was a whole bunch of key blasts coming from Peter Quill as well. I want to see that in the MCU more, other than from Iron Man, or just some other grand battle. But I really do like it. I really do like it. But they captured him. Thor comes down, and y'all, Thor made a badass entrance. Okay, he did it in this episode right here. He also did it in Infinity War. This is the Thor that I want to see. Y'all remember in season 1, Thor was cracking all types of jokes. Now he did come through it kind of at the end when they was fighting Ultron, but his episode was silly, and I didn't like it. This is the Thor that I want to see that takes things seriously, that's not joking around, that goes up in the air for Asgard, for Midgard. Yeah. This is what I want to see right here. Is this Thor right here. This Thor was badass. Hit a 1 in the chat if you like the Thor in this movie. He came down. I was saying to myself, okay, we all know how powerful Thor is, but I still don't think he's powerful enough to take out this little boy. But the little boy is not that experienced. He was kind of caught off guard, so I can buy that. And they got him in the containment center that they had in Avengers 1 to hold the Hulk. Again, I like the consistency. Like Lady Hotep said, episode 1 was good, but episode 2 is even better because it's just like more of the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? Now, Jane, she needed her butt whoop. Janet, she needs her butt whoop because she let the little boy out. And I'm just like, man, she ended up being right. But, what if she was wrong? That could have ended horribly. But I like how fast they resolved it. And, they didn't reprimand her too much. It's like, she had some sense. And I was like, okay, I'm relieved. It seemed like she actually thought through this before she let the little boy out. And again, she happened to be right, just saying, hey, it's not him, it's his dad controlling him, you know. So that was interesting right there. I did like all that. And I liked how each character had a mission too. They just were all working together, hunky dory. The Cree lady, she was trying to hack into the ship and be able to read that. Bucky was kind of doing his own thing, trying to snipe out the kid. And another thing is what I liked about this episode is when the celestial guy popped up, and I'm forgetting his name that quick. That's so horrible. Ego the planet, Ego the living planet. When he popped up, you had the Avengers and 88 and the army or the armed forces teaming up. We didn't really get that in the MCU. So this is all just another reason why I'm liking it, and it's so different. I mean, that would make sense. Like the next Avengers film, if there is an alien invasion, we need, of course, we need the Avengers and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four or what other heroes, but shit, shoot, get the Navy in there, get the Army. Now we did get that briefly in the first Avengers. They did bring the Army in there, but it wasn't as organized as it could have been. This right here, we got Peggy. She's at the top of the tank. She got the big 50 caliber machine gun. Dopeness all across the board. I love this scene. This is a great action scene just to kind of show the amount of power that Ego has. He's able to grow himself, make mountains. It's like he's an earthbender, making these zombies come up out of the ground and possessing all of them. Now, when we saw this in the trailer, I did not know what was going on. I thought there was actually zombies, but they're being controlled by Ego. Dopeness, dopeness, dopeness. And we get to see the full extent of everybody's powers for the most part. T'Challa's going around jumping and flipping, slicing people up with his vibranium claws. Pecky is emptying the magazine. Thor is blasting everybody the hell out of the way with his hammer. He's flying in the air. He's shooting lightning. He's pounding the ground. Even Goliath, he going up there just boom, like he Hulk or something, just smashing everybody. I love a full effort. Shout out to VK JTV. Almost messed up your name, bro. What's good, man? Salute to you, sir. Appreciate you, man. I got to get to the stuff you sent me, so thank you. He'll be doing good recaps with Tower for Power. But yeah, man, for me to make good superhero comic book content, there has to be a full display of all powers and abilities from all the characters. And I felt I got that for the most part, except for Bucky. He didn't really but he was off, thinking about, shooting the character in the head, and that would have been bad. But they was able to talk out of it, man. And this was a nice fight. This was a nice fight. I mean, so far so good with the show right here. I loved it. And I love that everybody was challenged too. I was like, damn, they got Black Panther, they got Goliath, the army is retreating. Thor should have been flying up in there just throwing lightning bolts down. That was a missed opportunity right there. But they got this seating in there, and it was really nice that, you know, you have some characters over here fighting, some characters doing their own thing, but the Kree lady and Hank Pym Ant-Man was like, okay, let's try to use our words here. Okay, this dude is more powerful than me anyway. I can't beat him physically. So let me just try to talk him down and get him to turn on his own daddy. But it worked. It made sense. That is another reason why I did like Captain America Civil War, because before they was fighting at the airport, they tried to talk it out. And I understood both sides. Captain America's side was like, look, Team Cap was like, look, we have to get to this destination over here before old boy, um, what is his name? I forgot. I forgot his name. Before he lets out all these other super soldiers. Team Iron Man was like, yeah, I hear you, but your boy is possessed over here and he done killed all these agents at the base. We can't just let him go. You know, let's take him down, then we can figure all that out. So I understood both sides. That's something that did not happen in BVS, but that universe is over with. You know what I'm saying? And so I like that they was able to talk him in. Peter Quill got the seed and turned it into a giant ass Kamehameha Hadouken Yu Yu Hakusho spirit gun blast and blasted his daddy away. Nothing but dopeness. I loved it. I loved it. And he also, yeah, Zemo. Thank you, Khadija. Zemo. Thank you. You know, but they got him out of there, man, and they're celebrating at the end. And I don't think Ego is really dead, but you know, he could be. You know, and you know, I was complaining about Thor earlier from season 1, but we get to see his serious side, and he was like, "Oh, what is this ale right here? A light beer? Yes, have another." You know, we got a flirking at the end, and everybody's celebrating. I liked it, and Bucky, he, you know, it wouldn't have looked right if Bucky was there at the party. You know, and another, I like recurring lines of dialogue as well too. When Thor at the very beginning of the episode was trying to go off and do his own separate thing, you know, I think it was Hank, not Hank, but Howard Stark was like, "Hey man, we have a team thing going on around here. Okay, you just can't do your own thing." But again, that is how it ended. Thor was like, "Hey, we got a team thing here. You know, how can we do all this?" And then you have all of the characters at the end walking together in harmony, and I love it. You got Peggy Carter, you got T'Chaka, you got the Kree lady, you got the Flurkin. You also have Peter Quill, Hank, his daughter Janet, Howard Stark, Thor, and Goliath all working together like a super duper team of heroes at the end. So that was just a great way to cap it off. I loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. And excuse me, I'm sorry. And yeah, What If season 2 is starting out great. It's starting out great. And so it hopefully it gets nothing but better. What I'm really looking forward to is the Odin versus Hela and the guy with the 10 rings. Ooh, I can't wait to see that right there, baby. I can't wait to see that right there. That one's gonna be good, hopefully. But we'll see. And so yeah, what did y'all think about that, man? But yeah, guys, that is my recap review for episode 2 of What If season 2, episode 2, titled What If Peter Quill Attacked Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It's going down, guys, and I will be doing recaps for each episode, whether it's live, whether it's a video that I pre-record. But you guys let me know what y'all think about that down in the comment section below.